Hello YouTube, hello my dudes and dudettes, welcome to another video, welcome to another reading vlog. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I am doing this intro after the fact because I didn't quite like the intro that I did before I actually read the book, so we're gonna start here. Okay, so we are reading today Blood Over Bright Haven by Emma Wang. This is a standalone fantasy book. It is kind of like dark academia, and you just have to see how much I enjoyed this book in this reading vlog, and I hope that I also convince you guys to read it as well. But without further ado, let's get right into the reading vlog, and I hope you enjoy it. Am I soon back? Okay, ML Wang, what the hell? First chapter is brutal. It's so brutal. The writing is amazing. Like I understand what everyone is talking about in terms of like really enjoying her writing and like her books and stuff, but the first chapter is absolutely brutal. It's crazy. So the first chapter we meet this character called Tamil, and I think he plays quite a prominent part in the book as well, and we kind of just see what he's going through with his tribe. And that scene crossing the lake was so sad. I can't believe it. The first chapter, and like she just throws us right into the situation, but it's a really amazing way to start a book actually. Like just like straight away action, you know, it's no slow build up to a situation. I mean, I'm sure the rest of like the next chapters is going to be the build up and understanding the story and what's going on, and obviously seeing from the other characters' point of view and what they're going through. But like for the first chapter to just throw you in and no kind of explanations, just like bam, here you go, here's what's going on. It's crazy, but so good, so good. I'm so happy that I picked up this book so far anyway. Really good. So it is quite a bit later now, and I've read a few more chapters of Blood Over Bright Haven, and we have now been introduced to the other main character, Siona, and she is like, she's been studying almost all her life in order to be able to complete this exam so that she can become part of the High Magistry at the University of Magics and Industry. So you see her at the first few chapters kind of going through the exam, trying to become a high mage. So the magic system is really cool. It feels a bit complicated. I'm hoping there'll be more, I guess, more examples of it being used, but it's very like scientific. It's very like formula based almost, and I've never like seen anything like that in a fantasy book where there's magic systems and stuff like that. So it's actually very cool to see it. I would say maybe it's along the lines of possibly Brandon Sanderson's The Way of Kings, kind of like the Stormlight Archives, kind of, maybe not, but it is very cool. Now, I didn't think this would be the fact, but I don't really like the main character, at least the Siona. I don't really like her very much. At the moment, she's not a very likable character. She's a very strong, independent woman, and she's extremely clever, and she has a goal in mind, and she like works so hard to get there, to like try and achieve it. But in doing so, everything else and everyone else around her kind of becomes like just a grey colour to her. She has no thought or doesn't really bother, and she's kind of like sees everyone else as annoyance, but not in like an endearing way, because sometimes that might be the case. But in this situation, like I don't really like her, to be honest, at the moment. But you know, that might change. Maybe she'll do something that be good and then I'll start liking her. But I've never really disliked a main character in this kind of sense where they are written in a way that they may not be likable, but I guess you can see why she is the way she is in terms of the way she acts and how kind of laser focused she is on trying to become a high mage. It's good. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. Like, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's such a great book. The two main characters, they kind of have met-ish now, kind of. So I guess from there, maybe there'll be more interactions from the blurb that I've read. So yeah, I'm gonna be reading more. There wasn't really much on the update, to be honest, but I'm gonna be reading more and I will give you an update when there is an update to provide. Okay, so I've already gotten to the part. So this is what I mean about her character not being very likable. So she's meeting all these like different people in the university, and then she's meeting this assistant as well. And she's like, oh, nice to meet you. And then the assistant's like, oh, yes, you too. But I think we've actually had a few classes together in the past, and we might have actually like worked together once before. And then she says, or she has this internal thinking, and she's like, oh, and then she thinks, if only he had been interesting enough for her to remember his name. That's so rude. See, that this is like the kind of thing that is like, that she thinks about, where it's like a passing thought, but it's not like, oh, you know, he is beneath me, but it's like, it's that thought of, oh, he's not, no, oh, shame that he wasn't interesting enough for me to actually know his name. Rude. That's okay. That's an example. Okay, so we'll see if it improves. It might not. I think she might just keep being that kind of character, but we'll see. The way this book angers me, not just the classism between and the sexism, like clearly the sexism, because she is the first woman like to in like many years to try and attempt to become a high mage, because like women do not do it. It's just men that are in this such high role in society. So not only that, and obviously it's very sexist, but also like the way that the other people who live outside of their like city are seen. They're called Quen, they're like Quen people, and the way that they are seen as just like stupid in a way, and like savages, and just like so misunderstood, and like not even considered as their level of intelligence or like that kind of stuff. It like, oh, it angers me so much. But that just shows like such a great writer Emma Wang is, that she's able to kind of bring that emotion out of me from just reading a few pages. So well done. Okay, so update on this wonderful book. I'm now on chapter 10, and oh, the discovery. It is tragic in a way. It's like sad. So far, we are getting a lot of the time spent together with Siona and Tomil being the assistant, and Siona being the high mage, and they're working together to research on like the energy source needed in order for the city to like keep running. So they're doing that at the moment. So you get like a lot of that. It's just them two working together in this lab, and it's really interesting to read that, because you get to really know who they are as characters, how they develop, their friendship growing as well between the two of them, the differences between the cultures, and Siona kind of slowly understanding that not everything that she has thought previously is right, or at least she's questioning it slightly. She still has that belief that, you know, the Quen people, which is what Tamil is, are like savages, except for Tamil, because he seems clever enough to understand their language and seems intelligent enough to actually follow her teachings and stuff. So those things she's kind of questioning on her own culture and beliefs, like kind of questioning, kind of still being like argumentative about it, but at least she's questioning and just not like just straight up thinking that what Tamil is telling her is like incorrect and that kind of stuff. So that's really kind of like cool to see, really like an really interesting story, really interesting magic system, which I still don't really understand it, to be honest. I mean, I kind of understand it, but after I finish reading her explaining it, I forget. But whilst I'm reading it, I kind of understand it, and it is a very cool magic system, and I really like it. But right now, what they discover after, like at the end of chapter 9, is actually heartbreaking in a way. I mean, in a lot of ways, it is very heartbreaking, and like obviously after that discovery, there is something much deeper going on within this society and what they have been taught about their culture, where their magic and learnings have come from, the teachings behind it, that kind of stuff. So there is a lot to uncover now, and it's so exciting, so good. I actually listened to the audiobook for a bit as well, for like a chapter, and I really like the narrator. She sounds familiar. I feel like I've heard her narrate another book before, but it was really good. It was good. I went for a walk and I listened to that. So yeah, that was really nice to do that. I might actually continue doing that a bit more. Maybe I'll listen to the audiobook whilst doing a bit of journaling, possibly. But I'm gonna continue reading this because it's just so good. Like once you start reading it, it's just so easy to read, but it's so interesting. Like it's so interesting, it's so cool the way she writes the scenes, and like just the dialogue, and as you are discovering things along with these characters, you're just like you know, you're just so in shock when you discover those things, and it's so cool. So far, such a good book. Right, I am here, and it's now been a couple of days since I had last updated this vlog. So I finished this a couple of days ago now, so it's given me some time to think about my thoughts, to like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, to think about the book itself and what I thought about it. And five stars for sure for this book. This book is so good. I mean, everything that I heard about other booktubers who talk about this book and how much they rave about it, they are all absolutely correct. It is such a wonderful fantasy standalone book. It's so well written. She's written it in a way where it's really satisfying how it ended, at least for me anyway, like all the characters and how it all ended for them, like what happens to each of those characters. I thought it was really, really well done, and she ended it in a way where if she ever wanted to, which I kind of hope she does, but if she ever wanted to, she could actually continue on with this book. But as I know it right now, it is a fantasy, it is a standalone, so this is the only book within this world, I guess. But yeah, it was just so good. It was so well written, and the ending was amazing because it's a standalone. And because it's a standalone, you don't really know what is going to happen, but like with these characters at the very end, you're still kind of like wondering if anything will happen to some of them, what's going to happen to the other ones. But everything that happens is like really well deserved, in my opinion. I think that that's pretty much it. I just loved it. I thought it was so good, just really, really entertaining. There are, I would say, like certain trigger warnings as well within this book. So if you are going to read this book, which I absolutely would recommend anyone and everyone to read this book, but if you do want to, maybe have a quick look at the trigger warnings online. They didn't affect me or anything, but I wasn't aware of them either. So just in case there are certain things that you don't want to read about within a book, then it might be worth just looking up the trigger warnings for this particular wonderful book. But yes, I mean, that's it for today's reading vlog. I will just leave it to this one wonderful book that I have read. I don't want to read anything else within this reading vlog. I feel like this should be the focus, because it was actually just that good. Like, I just want it to be just about this, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed this reading vlog as well. Let me know down below if you have read this book, or if you're thinking about reading this book, or if I have convinced you to read this book. Let me know. I would love to know your thoughts on that as well. But otherwise, I hope you have enjoyed this reading vlog, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye.